Hi, everybody. It's November 18th. It's been a while. I've been kind of low on Marvel Snap. I've been playing some more Pokemon. My friend also got me to buy Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. I've been playing a lot of that. It's good. It's $30 on Steam. Wait for a sale. It's like $20 game. Ideally, a 50% off $15 game. Personal opinion. That's it. But I want to talk about the OTA. I've been going back and forth about things, what to talk about, and this is always something that ever since I saw this, I was so grateful. This is one of the best changes in the OTA. The Black Widow nerf. It's been absolutely crazy. I've said like 4 times, and I'm so sorry about that. So, in order to understand like why Black Widow's nerf was so needed, let's talk about why draw is so important. First, the OTA also changed Jessica Jones from a +4 power to a +5 power. I made a video about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago about how cards don't need to be bad. They just need to be increased a little bit. And Jessica Jones wasn't seeing play because she's just not there. And then with the Surtur out, it's like, okay, well, there you have all these other cards that are 4 cost, 10 power. Why isn't Jessica Jones there? She should be one too. Now take it, she won't actually activate Surtur because her ability doesn't kick until after, but still there's so many other 4 cost 10 power cards. She should have been there. I made that suggestion. It happened. You're welcome. Like and subscribe because I did it. Second time. Now I've probably made suggestions for like 30 different cards, but you know, I'll take the wins. I'll take what I can get. All right, so scheduled draw cards. Scheduled draw cards generally hurt your ability to draw the cards you need. Quicksilver and Domino definitely do that. They do not thin out your deck. America Chavez actually did really thin out your deck, and it made cards easier to draw. And how is this going into why draw is so important? America Chavez got a nerf. Originally, I don't want to say originally. I think she had a different power in the beta. I'm not 100% sure, but before she was changed to the 1/2, she was a 6 cost, 9 power card that you would essentially draw her on turn 6 and not before. Just like how for Domino, you draw her on turn 2, America Chavez, you would draw on turn 6. The only bad thing about drawing Chavez on turn 6 is if you didn't really get the card you needed to by turn 6. But the percentage increase of getting the cards you needed before turn 6 was so good from what Chavez did with that ability that doesn't seem that great that they had to just completely nerf her to what she is now. So let's first talk about Wiccan and Domino and Quicksilver. All right. So Wiccan decks are the decks that are seeing Quicksilver and Domino because Wiccan's ability is on turn 4 or whenever you play him, if you've been using all of your energy, when you play him as an on-reveal card, you are going to get +2 max power or +2 max energy. So people put Quicksilver and Domino in there to guarantee that you have something to play on turn 1 and guarantee you have something to play on turn 2. So the downside of doing this is in order to draw Wiccan by turn 4, if you're playing with just Quicksilver, it's a 50% chance that you're going to draw Wiccan by turn 4 when you want to play him. Domino, that drops down to 81.6%. Sorry, 41.6. 41.6%. That drops down to. And so you have less than half chance, not even a coin flip, to get Wiccan. And that's why Domino, to me, is still a terrible card. Especially for a 2/3. It just seems bad. So here's the Shavez math, right? First, let's go look at these numbers again, real quick. 50%, 41.6%. Okay. So Chavez, what she would do is, let's just say you're looking for a specific card. She's right now essentially making your deck go from 12 cards to 11 cards up until turn 6. So you're increasing the chances that you have. So by turn 1, if you do have Chavez in your deck, that's a 36.3% chance to draw that card. Without Chavez, it's a 33.3% chance. Going down to, let's just go to turn 4, where you want to get or play Wiccan by normally. Without America Chavez in your deck, that's 58.3%. With Chavez, it's 63.6%. Going back to here, Domino and Quicksilver, if you have both of them in your deck, it's a 41.6% chance if you have both of them to draw Wiccan. If Chavez was still around, that would have been 63.6%. That's like a 20% increase to get Wiccan by turn 4 if you had Chavez. That's why she needed to get nerfed. What does this have to do with draw? This is showing you just the percentage of what it's going to be to draw a specific card. And so when you draw more cards, that's going to increase your chances to actually get cards. That's it. If you're looking for a specific card and you draw more cards, that's going to help you out. Okay. So drawing cards, and Tekken Dinner has come out saying this, that it's a very strong ability to do. It's very, very, very important in Marvel Snap. These are cards that help out with draw. Not Maximus for you, but I'm putting them there just to show you what the balance that has to get done for when draw is involved with cards. So Crystal, she just got a buff to a 3/4. She probably honestly could be a 3/5 because you and your opponent draw a card. She was a 3/3, now she's a 3/4. Previously, she used to be, I think it was a 3/3, where you had to play her to the middle location to, and then you would shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 3 cards. And before that, it was, if what I was looking at before was right, you just play her anywhere and you would shuffle your deck into your hand and draw 3 cards. Which, if you're playing like a zoo deck, crazy powerful. So then they changed her to center location, and that was the theme for the Inhumans like Quake, where Quake you would have to play to the middle location, and then she would shuffle the locations in no specific order. Medusa, also an Inhuman, player to the middle, you get plus whatever power Medusa is. Crystal, an Inhuman, used to be just, you had to play her to the middle. So a lot of restrictions, so you could draw 3 cards essentially. So now she's a little bit stronger, but still, that's a crazy, it's a crazy drawback in order for you to get a draw, because you're also giving your opponent a draw. I ramble too much about Crystal. Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock used to be a 2/0, where if you're winning this location, you would draw a card. Now he's a 5/5. He was pretty bad as a 2/0, but as a 5/5, he's even worse. Just think like you have a 5 power card, and you're only going to really be able to play him on 1 turn to get 1 extra draw on turn 6, and it doesn't seem worth it kind of like throwing your whole turn away. So draw is so good that they took a bad card and they made it worse. Maximus, your opponent is drawing 2 cards. So you have a 2 cost 6 power, where personally, if my opponent is playing like drawing 2 cards, I mean, the best time to play Maximus is turn 6. You know, that's the best time, or do it on a Cosmo, do it with a 0, something like that. Anything to get rid of that ability, because you're having your opponent draw 2 cards. So it's a major setback for you. So it's 2 cost, 6 power, just crazy stats. Agatha Harkness, she also kind of helps with draw, because since she starts in your hand and then you draw 3 cards, you're getting that extra draw kind of like Chavez would. The downside with Agatha is she's controlling your now even turns. So turns 2, 4, and 6 she controls. So you're giving that up to kind of get an extra card out of your deck. So Black Widow really needed to die. She was first a 2/1, then she was moved to a 3/3, and then for some reason, the Widow's Bite was a 0/0, and now it's a 0-1 because she wasn't seeing play, which is just crazy. Because I used to really like playing Black Widow, and it just felt so dirty that I stopped playing, kind of like old Leech. So it would be a 3/3, and you would put the Widow's Bite into your opponent's hand, that as long as that's in their hand, they can't draw any cards, no matter what. and then they gave it -1 power. So now you are playing a card that prevents your opponent from drawing anything. And so why she's at 3/4, like she honestly like a 3/2. You're preventing a draw. If there's so much power balance needed to get a draw, there should be just as much balance to a point in order to make somebody lose a draw. And it's a -1 thing. So they're losing a draw. They are going to be forced to play this. So they're losing a spot on their locations, and it's a -1. It's just like, it's crazy. They can't just even play it to a blank location where they just are going to like throw that away. Because now if they just throw that, it's -1 and that's it. Or the only good time that that's ever going to happen is like what? A bar with no name? That's it. So it was way too strong. Widow's Bite does need a power nerf, meaning it should be like either go back to a 0/0, or me personally, I think it should be like a 0/1 or like a 0/2. 0/2 might be too much, but like a 0/1 I think is more than fair. You're giving your opponent 1 power and they're losing a draw and a spot. This is stupid. So why is she getting this change to activate now? It's because of all these recent cards that have been coming up. Misery and the whole bounce meta. That's been kind of crazy. Where people would... You would play her on turn 3, right? Play her on turn 3, Widow's Bite into your hand. I'm not drawing a card because I have Widow's Bite, right? Then Grandmaster that, move her to the middle, another Widow's Bite. So now I have 2 -1 cards that I have to play, and another turn that I'm not drawing. And then turn 5, you can Misery her for another lost draw. That's absolutely insane. You could also, I saw people doing bounce with Black Widow. With Frigga out, you can play Black Widow on 3, then you can Frigga her on 4, and then play her again on 5. You could even probably like play her again on 5 and then Grandmaster her in the same turn, putting 2 Widow's Bites in their hand. Just absolutely insane. And then you have Nico, who, just think if you have the next card you play, you get a copy in your hand, and it's Black Widow, right? Like, so if you're gonna Black Widow on 3, Black Widow on 4, you don't need any of the other cards. It's crazy. And then think of just like cloning VATs that you have as well, where you just play Black Widow, Widow's Bite, play Black Widow, Widow's Bite, and just prevent them from drawing anything for the rest of the game. It's ridiculous. It was always fun when someone would play Black Widow on the location of Machine Factory, whatever that is, where cards played there are copies added to your opponent's hand. So then they would play Black Widow, and then you would just play the Widow's Bite on that location, and then they would lose a draw. That was always fun. This is not a variant yet, and it really should be. That's really it. It's important to understand like why draw is so important. Hopefully this makes people really appreciate this nerf to activate. There are some cards that got crazy strong with activate, like Hellcow got crazy strong with activate. Black Swan, almost all of the cards that were changed to activate are just buffed. This was definitely a nerf because it was the on reveal effect, being able to just repeat it over and over and over again and nearly just cut out your opponent half of the draws your opponent has for the entire game. So second dinner, sometimes you done gooned up, but this time no goof, no gooning around. Thank you so much. Black Widow was absolutely freaking terrible, especially in this bounce, repeating your on reveals and all that kind of stuff. Have a wonderful day, guys. Fenris Wolf is coming out tomorrow. I'm excited for it. I don't really have an outro. Jesse is sleeping. He was having puppy dreams before, and he's very cute. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'll do another video this week. I promise. I totally promise. I gotta go take down Halloween decorations. Love you guys.